to your point, I think that's what's happening with the esports awards, right? It's just another thing that's very fluffy, topical, easy to latch onto. It's like it's not that big of a deal compared to
Yes.
like a massive tournament and some of this other stuff. So it's just the perfect low hanging fruit to
Yes.
signal on because it's not that big of an opportunity cost compared to a
Yes.
$5 million tournament.
Yeah, for sure. And not only that as well, I mean, the thing with the esports awards is obviously they did like an interview in their statement and saying it's a partnership and the fucking savvy group's not gonna have any influence over it or whatever.
By the way, I
I
love
mean,
they
that
obviously will.
again that you'd even need to say that again.
Yeah.
Mr. ESL, I'll use your shit. Why, Mr. Esports? What? Why would you need to say that they wouldn't have influence? Why would anyone? Why would it ever be assumed they'd have influence, Mr. Esports Awards? Like, I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
that shit, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sir, it's the new tech. But yeah, like
Let's do it.
yeah, exactly. But like, it's just I know that's not true because, as I said, on the day it happened, I woke up and I was like, "Huh, I'm not on the Esports Awards Discord anymore. That's odd." And they insta kicked me before the announcement.
Wait a minute. The first thing they did was like they had a list of things that right, get the website ready. The post. Have you kicked Richard Lewis from the Discord and removed all Slack access? Like what the fuck? That's so cynical, Richard. That's
Yeah,
so cynical.
right. And it's
Come
like,
on.
listen, I said I wasn't going to work as a panelist anymore. That's fine. They never removed me when I said I quit. They never removed me when I publicly
Oh,
said I
right.
quit. They never removed me when I told them what you did with Mark Merrill was a disgrace. They never, they didn't remove me for any of that. But the day of the announcement they were doing this partnership with the Savvy Games Group, I was out. And for those that don't know, I'm 100% blacklisted now by all of these entities, all of these orgs, ESL, the Esports World Cup, Ralph Reichardt's piss is boiling
That's
about
weird,
everything
Richard.
I'm doing.
That's weird because what's weird is they themselves don't think they're doing anything wrong or compromising themselves. And remember, they're totally fine with everyone having a voice and speaking about it. And thought, so why would they be blacklisting you privately? That's weird. That's almost like they're trying to cover something up or silence you in some way.
Yeah, Richard,
Liquid
Saudi Arabia is
is-
changing, so why does it matter what you say?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
To Liquid's credit, they're the only organization that have in any way cooperated with my reporting,
play.
even though they
Okay.
know they're going to
Good.
get absolutely fucking slammed. And this is what I mean. It's like, it's hard for me to reconcile what they're doing, but at least they're kind of, I think on some level they at least get it. And it's like you said, Duncan, they've made themselves the, poster boys of this particular topic by doing what other orgs lack the courage to do, which is at least come out and own the decision. But anyway, yeah, I mean, so this is how I know that claim of like no influence isn't true, because I'm pretty sure. Oh, and they were said, right, we're announcing this partnership, but we can't help but notice that Richard Lewis is still hanging around. Like, he's got to go. So who's told you that, guys? Because no one on the esports
Fucking
award
point.
panel.
If they had no influence,
Yeah.
what are we doing here then? Why are we buying this? Why do we? That is literally the definition of what's happening here. So it's just such a ridiculous lie to throw out there of like, well, then why? What, just for fun, for charity, because they're gamers that believe in the esports awards and how important it is. Like, think about how ridiculous these things sound out loud. This isn't rooted in reality.
When they imply
Well
there'll be no influence. Like if I was to say, Monty, what I said earlier, that like, well, now you probably can't even win an award if you're against it. They would obviously lie and go, no, that's not true. It would still be the same process, right? You're telling me an award show partnered with the Saudis, probably in the future will be in Saudi Arabia, that they were going to allow someone they know expressly speaks against this topic to have an open mic. I don't, again, believe that in good faith.
Well,
it just doesn't seem plausible at all. They're not.
It's also, the awards are going to be compromised, like Team of the Year, Team Falcons, Esports Event of the Year, Esports World Cup. You know what I mean? It's like, and even if you say that it's not influence, like clearly it's going to influence some people. Obviously, because you
interest,
it's a conflict of interest, obviously, because you want the money to continue, right? And it's not even just the money, it's the resources. One of the reasons why this is probably pretty cheap for them to acquire is they already have the stage set up. They already have the producers there. They have the production room set up. So they basically take away almost all of the costs from the esports awards and can probably give them a better polish, because ESL will, even if it's not literally physically ESL people in the control room with all that fancy ass equipment, production equipment, just sitting there waiting to be used, right? The stage is already set up. All you have to do is hire your own crew. Again, you'll notice they haven't said this. I have a feeling that ESL is actually just producing this event now, right?
Oh, sure, probably.
even just the relationships that esports awards have. Like, obviously, you are going to be more likely to give an award to your mate who's producing your event because you know and like them.
I mean, put it this way. I think it's hilarious as well. Like, because when they put their interview stuff out, people were going, people were posting, oh well, I guess no one gay can win an esports award anymore. No trans people can win esports awards anymore. How the fuck are they going to go to Riyadh to accept the award?
Of course,
Sonic Fox in Riyadh.
Yeah, but by the way, like actually, 100%. Would relish to hear his thoughts. Can't help but notice it's all gone a bit quiet over there, Sonic Fox, my old friend. So anyway,
it's only certain types of Republicans tease against. That's not a bad one,
mate. A guy who literally publicly labelled me alt-right. Okay. Think about the irony of like who's standing up for LGBT rights and who isn't, right? So anyway, love to hear his thoughts. But anyway, what's really funny is when people were going, so I guess no gay awards in Riyadh, no trans awards in Riyadh, no women coming out, like dressed, in how they want to in Riyadh, and the esports awards went because we're splitting it into two events, one in Riyadh and one in London.
Another thing, sir.
Why would you, yes, sir?
Why would you need to have it in two places?
Why? What has always famously been one event suddenly being split into two events?
I know.
Why are you saying this as an answer to people's concerns about safety and who can and can't win? It's absolutely wild. Like they think like you're all fucking stupid.
Python skit or something, mate. I know. Like, why do we need it there? No, there'll be one for safe, and then one for one for what? There'll be one safe in London, and then another one. It's like, why does it exist? Why is there another one?
And also, and this is absolutely true, they also said we offer a wide variety of ways for people to accept awards, including Zoom calls. No joke. They said that.
Do you want to know something mad as well, by the way? I want to make it again. I want to hit that point again of where they keep saying that thing of like, we can't guarantee competitor safety. The reason why that is so sinister to me is because, bro, all the people listening haven't looked into Saudi Arabia. They don't even know actually what you indeed do to people. They don't know. Do you put them in prison? Do you punish them? Do you just like censor them? Do you kill them? No one knows. I think when people even think of that topic, they're not sure. Is it like a modern day country like Dubai that they think of like United Arab Emirates and they just do some fucked up shit off camera? They don't know. Is it like those famous stories they've seen in like where they're fucking in Afghanistan, they're like stoning people to death for real biblical level shit where they kill it? So because people don't know that, I actually think you give the whole game away again when you phrase it that way. Like, we can't guarantee anyone's safety. Why would anyone's safety need to be guaranteed to enter an esports tournament? Like, that's even worse, because to me it implies the opposite. You're saying sort of like, well, by definition I could never be certain someone will be fine. No, that sounds to me like a legal get out for when someone does get in trouble, that you can then go, but I did tell you straight up, guy. And in fact, even worse, that's why I also am going to throw back in their face the FlyQuest comment and the Team Liquid comment. That also sounds like, by the way, when you do go there and make some sort of statement and get fucked up by the Saudis, they can just go, it's your choice to attend, though. We didn't force you to.
Correct.
That becomes sinister then, guys. It isn't just like, oh, we're doing our best. That becomes kind of like a bit, that's like you, and this is why it's fucked up. That's like you're planning for the worst case scenario that people are getting imprisoned or killed, bro. Why is that even on the table? Again, listen, I've made loads of fun about Poland over the years. There's no fucking qualms with me that if we have an event in Poland, you never even have to ask the question, can you guarantee someone's safety to play in the fucking video game tournament, mate? Like, that's not even in like the paradigm of what's possible. Like, can people not say,
we couldn't guarantee yours, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, guys. I
see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content. Well, subscribe to this channel then, or be a pleb and don't.